Okay, get yourself ready for your restorative practice. Have a blanket to lay on, a blanket to cover yourself up with if you feel like you might be chilly. It's always nice to have all of those things, even though the weather's kind of turning. It's a bit more spring-like, isn't it? Still might be a little chilly, so have whatever you need nearby. So comfort, warmth, and quiet and darkness are the major priorities here. So if you can't make your room dark, then you can just cover your eyes with an eye pillow. Feels really nice, really reassuring, really comforting. So the bolster underneath your knees, the blocks underneath your feet, and then lay yourself down. Have your head supported by a blanket. Have the back of your neck supported by the blanket, and cover your eyes if you can. Allow yourself to gently release into the floor. Just enjoy these first couple of moments of laying down, just enjoying the reassuring presence of the floor. Just listen to the sound of your breath. Focusing on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and long, slow, deep, deliberate exhalations. If you're not comfortable, then adjust until you are. Just give yourself the opportunity to observe your comfort and to correct it if necessary. So while this is a practice of relaxation, it's not necessarily a practice of enforced stillness. So while we stay still generally, if you do need to adjust your position for comfort, then do that. Comfort is the priority. Take a deeper inhalation, filling the lungs from the bottom to the top, and allow the body to completely release into the floor with the exhalation. Draw your attention into the soles of your feet so that the skin of the sole of the foot becomes conscious, becomes tingly with consciousness. Draw your attention into the soles of the feet and then allow the soles of the feet to completely relax. Draw your attention into the soles of your feet and consciously relax the soles of the feet. Let go of the skin. Let the sole of the foot consciously relax. Draw your attention to the tops of your feet. And then draw your attention to the tops of the feet and consciously soften the tops of the feet, allowing them to become soft and light. Relax the sole of the foot, relax the top of the foot, and draw your attention into the calves, into the shins, allowing the shins to sink into the backs of the tops of the feet to sink into the bottoms of the feet. Draw your attention into the shins and allow the shins to sink into the calf muscles. Relax the shins and relax the kneecaps, drawing the fronts of your thighs through to the backs of the thighs. Relax the shins into the backs of the calves, relax the kneecaps, and allow the fronts of the thighs to sink into the backs of the thighs. Letting go of the muscles of the arms and the legs completely. Draw the fronts of the abdomen, the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs, and draw your attention into the abdominal region. Drawing the abdomen towards the spine, letting the spine and the abdomen completely relax. Soften the abdomen and around the chest, softening into the shoulders and into the upper arms and the forearms and into the fingertips. Soften the shoulders and the arms down into the hands. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute the feeling of energetic lightness that you have released throughout the entire body and beyond. Just allowing the body to completely rest into the floor. Let the face soften. Let the eyes focus on nothing. Draw the breath in through your nose and try and lift the energy of the breath up into the skull. Just using this time to restore your energy, just to restore depleted energy reserves. Just filling the lungs from the bottom to the top, bringing in the energy of the universe. Feeling that you lift your energy with every inhalation. As you stay, observe how your energy feels lighter, gently rejuvenated. This practice is really good if you are feeling a little tired. Maybe you didn't sleep well last night, maybe you just had an exhausting day. These sequences just help to restore your energy. Okay, when you're ready to disturb yourself, just gently wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. And then bend your knees, bring your feet onto the bolster, have the feet together and so the feet apart and the knees together, just resting your back into the floor. And gently roll onto your right side, just stay down for a breath or two. And then stretch out the top leg, come back just up into just a little cross legs for a moment. Just observe how your energy has changed, however subtly. It will change more as we progress. Take the blocks away from underneath your feet and then unfold your blanket so it's a fold along the a longer fold like this, and then want to fold it long ways like that, and then that's going to go into our just into the shoulder blade region. The bolster is going to stay underneath your knees. This is our mountain brook pose. So bolster underneath your knees, keep yourself covered up if you need it. Come down onto the little mini bolster that you create with the blanket, folded blanket, and then stretch your arms over your head. If you've got stiff shoulders, you can always put some blocks underneath your hands just to support the shoulders. Otherwise, just allow the armpit region to really open up. Just rest into the pose. As you know, as we progress into the sequence, I'll speak less and less so that your able to concentrate without feeling that you're obliged to continually listen. It's all about relaxation. So get comfortable, adjust if you need to, and then just commit to the pose. Of course, if it's uncomfortable, adjust until it's not uncomfortable. Okay, bring your arms to the sides of the body, uncover your eyes for a moment. And then bend your knees and roll over onto your side, just onto your right side. And then stretch out the top leg, come back up into cross leg position. Just observing your energy. Okay, we're going to do our little spinal stretching pose. So get your mat and then unfold it so that it's a long folded mat like this. My mat isn't very well folded here, so I'm just going to correct that for a minute. So, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I think I've made it worse. Just give me a sec. Okay, so we've got our blanket unfolded like this. Long ways, I think I've made a bit of a mess of this. What have I done? Right, okay, I'm going to have to start right from the scratch. Sorry, bear with me a second. So you get your blanket and then like this, and then you fold it down the centre, fold it down the centre again, and then one more time. So you've got this long, kind of fat little mini bolster. If there's some kind of hemming, have that at the head end, not at the spine end. It won't feel very comfortable to sit on. So you're going to keep the bolster. You've got your little mini bolster, and then you come onto got the bolster underneath your knees, and then you just, so you can feel where the blanket is. Guide yourself down so that the spine is effectively supported by the blanket, and then roll the end of the blanket up for a little mini bolster, and then have the bolster underneath your knees, and then let yourself relax into the pose. Now it should feel like your back is being lengthened out, so you might have to reposition just to make sure that the bolster's right underneath, the mini bolster's right underneath your spine, and the bolster is right underneath your knees, and then relax into the pose. So the spinal elongation pose. And then just gently wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers. Bring the feet onto the bolster. Won't bend in your knees, bring your feet onto the bolster. And then just roll onto your side, just rolling off your little mini bolster. And then stretch out your top leg, come back up into seated position, just to cross legs. Just observe how your energy has changed. Okay, good. Just unfold your blanket. Just make it into a little pillow shape again. We'll use that again a bit later on. We can do the supported child's pose. So if you've got two bolsters, use both bolsters. If you only have one bolster, then get a couple of blocks. Have a layer of blocks and then put your bolster on top of that. Otherwise, two bolsters really works for this. So one bolster on top of the other. And then have the bolster between your two knees. And you're just going to, again, you can keep yourself covered over. You're just going to come forwards, lengthening forwards, and then just rest your head on one side. Let the elbows just hang down towards the floor. If your elbows kind of don't reach if they reach the floor, then just have them wide enough apart so that you're not supporting your weight with your arms. Just let the body drape over the bolster. So you got your head on one side. So you can have an extra blanket over the bolster for your head, but if that feels uncomfortable in your neck, just have your head just flat on the bolster. So if you're not comfortable, just adjust until you are. So you might want to just, if you've got a blanket under your head, if that feels too much on your neck, just remove the blanket, just be along the bolster. So it's all about comfort, just making sure that you stay comfortable throughout the practice. Just lift your head, swap the side of your face that you rest upon, just so that you stretch out your neck evenly on both sides. Pick up your head, swap your head onto the other side again. Just giving some levelness and evenness for the neck. Pick your head up one and swap your head over to the other side one more time, just so that it feels even. Just completely relax into the bolster. Okay, and then just push your elbows into the floor. Push your hands into the floor underneath your elbows, and then sit yourself back up. I hope you can, I think you can probably hear James, the next door's baby. I think he's having a bad day. So hopefully that's not disturbing you too much. Just come back onto the floor. Have the blanket underneath your head, the bolster underneath your knees, and then just come back down into your basic relaxation pose, just the final shavasana, just giving yourself that comfort and warmth. Again, you can cover your eyes just for extra relaxation, extra quietness. And allow yourself to release into the floor. Let the body relax into the ground. Soften skin into the ground. Feel that the body is completely supported by the floor. Let go of the muscles of the arms and the legs. So that the body becomes heavy, yet there's a sensation of irrepressible lightness that radiates from the bones and into the muscles. From the bones and into the muscles and into the organs. Just allowing the body to radiate with the positive energy of poses. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness down into the toes, into the fingertips, and up into the top of the head. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the sound of the breath. And then when you're ready, just gently wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers. Bring yourself back into this pose of Shavasana. And then bend your knees, bring your feet onto the bolster, have the feet apart on the bolster, the knees together, just resting down into the floor, just resting your back into the floor. And then very gently roll over onto your right side. Stay down for a breath or two. And then gently straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Just a final cross legs with your hands in the Masti, drawing your breath in through your nose and down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice. This evening, that quiet but alive energy that the relaxation poses bring to the body and to the mind. Draw your chin down to meet your chest. Spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you've created around the heart area, and then send some of that positive energy out into the world. To people, to places, to things that need our positive energy. And then very gently release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards. And then raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open. And focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel as though you've just really revived your energy, given yourself some good energy so you can put that into your evening. So thank you very much for joining me.